Would you like to introduce yourself for the internet in the future?
Hi, Internet. I'm Zip. I'm playing Penelope. I'm a halfling bard.
And hi, I'm Artie. I'm playing Annis. She's a druid, half elf, likes nature.
So we're going to be playing a Type Moon flavored adventure. I'm going to just outline a few things for anyone watching in the future. This isn't like straight up 100% accurate Type Moon because that doesn't really exist. For starters, there's a bunch of different branching timelines and worlds and all of that. To give some context to the one that we're playing in though, this is Type Moon a little bit after the Fate Stay Night timeline. This one's going to open about a year later, so 2005. The future year of 2005. And the idea of this world is that it's very similar to the one that we see in Fate Stay Night and Fate Zero, but it's a world where there's a little bit more supernatural going on in terms of non-humans still being around. In canon Fate, you don't really run into a whole lot of elves or dwarves or any of that stuff. And in the scenario here, they're around, they're just hidden because one, people suck and are mean to them, but two, specifically there are organizations in the world of Type Moon of the Mages Association who prioritize people not finding out about magic and preserving mystery, which is hard to do when you have a half-orc walking down the street. You've got the Holy Church who, for the most part, hunt vampires and anything they consider monsters and doesn't fall into their dogma. And neither of those is really ideal for you if you're not a human. So for the most part, supernatural community is aware that elves and dwarves and all of that stuff exist, but you don't really flaunt it. So usually if you're traveling in public, you've got some kind of disguise up or some other way, or you just don't care and you hope for the best, depending on your entire mindset for the existence of the world and yourself in it. Keep that in mind. Essentially, this is a fantasy world where there's a little bit of secret here and there. Also, if you're a super Type Moon nerd who has read the entire wiki and played the visual novels in the original Japanese and you know everything, good for you. I will absolutely say things that don't match with something that was said in the art book that came only if you went to one theater showing, and I don't really care if we're inconsistent. This is an inspired by scenario, so we're just gonna have fun with it and have fun with us. We're gonna be set in Europe. In this Europe of 2005, Fate Zero happened, Fate Stay Night happened. I'm not going to say which path of Fate Stay Night happened because none of those happened. Just the idea of there was a Fourth Grail War in the 90s, there was a Fifth Grail War in 2004, something bad happened at the Fifth Grail War, the city of Fuyuki got another bad incident like it did in 1994. None of you live in Japan or likely care. That's the world that we're in. We're not operating in a world of Heaven's Feel. We're not operating in a world of crazy Gilgamesh nonsense. That's someone else's problem. Nope, we're in Europe. We're going to start in Germany on a train. Each of our player characters has an actual reason to be on a train, but they don't know each other yet. I'm going to give a little background on where the train's going and remind you why you're on a train. Both of you, for your own reasons, have traveled into Germany, and you've got to get to the next location that you're trying to arrive at. Annis is going to be delivering a potion that she has made for a specific client. One of her roles in the world is that she produces potions. That's a rare talent in the modern world, and it's heavily in demand, especially in magic communities. One of the clients that she's had very good business relations with but has never actually met has sent in a request for a usual potion that you put together every year for the client. You've never met them, but you know the money's good. And this time around, they were late in their request. And when you finally got the letter from them, the handwriting was a lot worse than it used to be. You got the impression that the person might be sick or something. And they requested that you bring it in person, but they also included a lot of like literal gold, like gold coins, not cash, not modern currency, but straight up gold coins. And it was a fairly sizable chunk of money. You decided, okay, this is someone who you've never met, but they've been good to you so far. So you are concerned about them because it seems like they do need your help. You don't really understand what the potion you make does for them, but you know they've been requesting it and they probably need it to live somehow. So there's a little bit of curiosity on you for like, what are they? By total contrast, Penelope, the bard, has been traveling Europe on tour for a few months now. You finally got a break after your last set, so you're going to be traveling from Frankfurt up to Cologne, where you will be meeting with your manager to discuss what you're going to do next. Like, you finally got a break, you've been doing stuff, you've been touring for a while. You decided, hey, let's take the scenic route. Could be fun. It might give you some ideas for new songs. So the two of you are going to be getting onto a train. It is called the Night Runner. because it is a very scenic train. It goes from Frankfurt up to Cologne, but it goes along the Rhine Valley and the Rhine River. So you'll get an opportunity to see lots of beautiful mountainsides, tiny quaint towns. It's cute. It's largely a less efficient path than flying, but if you're looking for something enjoyable, it's certainly a nice one. You can expect to see more tourists than people just traveling for business. Time frame wise, we're in the late spring, it's late March. You're kind of at the point in the year where it's gotten a little bit warmer, but you could certainly still expect to see some snow in the mountains. Should be pretty. The reason that Annis is going there is the return address, essentially, from where the money and the letters have always come from, is located a little bit to the west of one of the stops on the train. So when you get there, you'll have to travel a little bit further, but it's kind of the closest way you can arrive. One of you is planning on taking the train all the way, or she could get distracted. She's been known to do that too. The other one has a specific stop in mind. But you know just from getting on the train that it was a pretty big train. It probably had 15 or 20 cars on it. You were in one of the passenger cars. Yeah, so here you are. You hanging out. You are welcome to talk to each other. You can get up and walk around the train. You can look out the window. You are passengers on a train.
Annis is reading a book, Beowulf.
Penelope is apparently sitting on the opposite end of the train. She's got a book out, like a little notebook, and she's like jotting down a bunch of words, presumably song lyrics at this point. She's also kind of humming, not exactly quietly. At a point, Penelope is just going to get bored. She's just gonna start getting up and moving around the train, trying to like jog her brain, I guess. I'm just gonna have Penelope go to the dining car with his food. It's snack time. I'm just gonna say that out loud. It's snack time. I'm gonna go to the dining car.
At this point, Annis does realize it's been a while since she's had any sort of meal, so she puts a bookmark in Beowulf and puts it in her backpack that she has, and also heads for the dining car.
I'm just gunning it for the dining car at this point. She didn't bring anything with her, snack-wise, but she needs snacks.
I will move a little slower, observe the people, but not really scrutinize them.
In that case, as you're moving a little bit slower, you can hear the people, the first two that you see that were on your left. Apparently you piece together that the woman is really annoyed with something that happened. The man is doing that thing that guys do sometimes where they're like, how dare they? On behalf of like the girlfriend who thinks he's probably overreacting. So if you want to try to figure out what they're talking about, you can do a little perception check. Do some D&D over here.
Annis is not nosy, but given the opportunity to roll dice, I shall.
You can easily hear what they're talking about here. He was just rude is all. Are you sure you're okay? Yes, I'm fine. He just surprised me. I understand that, he's looking to get settled, but, it's not like he couldn't have gotten by a little bit easier. Like, there's plenty of room. Well, if he leaves the train before we do, point him out to me as he walks by. I'll not tolerate any man who would shove a woman aside simply to get his giant luggage through. In fact, I'm gonna go back to the luggage car and give him a sternly written note. No, you don't have to do that. It's totally fine. It's really not that big of a deal. No, I insist. Please, honey. We're here to see the mountains. Okay, but I would. You know that, right? Yeah, yes, dear. Yes, it's fine.
Just keep walking.
That's fair.
Making my way towards snacks.
As I'm slowly strolling, do I hear what the dude in the fedora is saying, or?
He's not talking. He's sort of mumbling. So it's like, signal, you're terrible. This thing cost way too much. He's fidgeting with a BlackBerry. He's trying to get a signal. Apparently it's not working out so well. Taking a quick look over him, he looks like he's not here for fun. Like this is just the train that he's taking. He's got like a briefcase. He's presumably going somewhere for work or coming back from business. Just looks in general disgruntled, so hearing the other people fighting is probably not making him feel better. Train car 2, everybody. Full of winners.
I'm gonna proceed on.
You're like, these are not my problems.
Making my way towards snacks. Oh dear, that's a lot of snacks.
So for this one, you're in the second dining car. So you were told when you got on that there would be 2. So the second dining car is pretty empty right now. There's no one really in here doing table service at the moment. Presumably it's still a little bit early, so you might have to go to the first one to actually get some food. That said, I will note that contrary to the picture on the screen, it's not a mess. Like those are clean tables. Oddly enough, I don't have a train with clean tables to work with. For the most part, these are nice and orderly tables. You can continue on. There's no one in here to bother you either, although there are bathrooms should you desire.
I'm still running towards the dining car. Very, very rapidly walking with tiny little legs.
How
Perfect.
tall are you again? Like 3 foot something?
I was gonna say 4, so like a taller halfling, but still pretty freaking short.
Yeah. You could definitely pass for, human. You're just a really short human.
Yeah.
Have
I'm
you
a
noticed
bird.
at all that there's someone I'm not following her specifically, but it's kind of like there's only one direction to go?
That's a fair point. What is it, Penelope roll perception?
I'm gonna roll it.
Oh, look at you, looking at everything. Why don't you describe what you're wearing, because she's going to see all of it.
Are you wearing the cute flowers in your hair?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, I'm wearing a jacket with the fur of the black.
So are you wearing anything to conceal your ears, or are they just hiding under hair?
They're hiding under hair.
Okay, then Penelope, this very tall by your standards woman has been more or less going in the same direction you have. She was on the train, she got on at the same time you did. She seems to be minding her own business, reading books, and then you got up and you left, and she's kind of been following you. She could just be hungry, but because you rolled really, really well, you do notice for a second that her ears are slightly pointed, sticking out from her hair. You've met those before. She's probably a half-elf. Or maybe one of those, scene kids who wears cosplay at places.
And then turn around and look up. Are you following me?
This would be a good time to describe your character.
Short as hell. She's about 4 foot tall, and she has bright red hair that's about halfway down her back, and it's kind of wavy and fluffy. She's wearing a cute little ensemble with a skirt. I'm gonna say her hair is covering her ears right now. Not that it really does much good with the height. Just very, very cute. She does wear lots of jewelry, little gold earrings in. She's got a couple of necklaces on.
No, I'm not following you. I'm just going the same direction.
Hey, keeps walking on.
Heard you talking about food earlier, and it made me realize that I was hungry too.
Well, yeah, let's get snacks.
All right, now you're in the car that has the food. There are
Yeah.
definitely people in here that have found food. There's one of the staff who is presumably taking orders.
Penelope's gonna walk up to him. She's not gonna say anything though. She's gonna stand there and wait until he's at a pause in his conversation with his table.
I should have asked this before, but do both of you speak German?
I do.
Nope.
Excellent. That sort of explains why you didn't bother trying to listen in on any people, because they're all speaking German. Right now, the attendant is sort of standing patiently, turns to the two of you as the two women are talking. He's very formal looking, as you can tell. He actually is dressed the way that he is in his token here. He greets you in German first. Oh yes, by all means, just take a seat and I'll be right with you.
Is that all in German?
That's in German. And then he stares down at you, narrows his eyes, and he repeats it in English. He was going to try French next. Okay, so you've both been instructed now that you can take a seat and he'll be right with you. Because you both rolled really high in your perception rolls, I'm just going to let those carry over as you go into other card. You can actually both see this, so hold on. I'll tell you what you see, but not what they're saying. So you can see the two blonde women are talking. They're chatting away. They seem to be kind of ignoring the guy as he's waiting for them to make an order. They're making a lot of small talk to each other. Because you both rolled really well, I'm going to tell you a small detail that you see about them that you might have missed before. They are both wearing a wedding band, and they match,
Good for them.
which is a little more progressive in 2005 than 2021. Yep, so they're chatting away. They seem to just be having fun. Listening to the German, you can tell that they're sort of going over the menu and trying to convince each other to try different foods. The menu is not that exhaustive to start with, but they seem to just be having fun with it, and the guy is just very patiently waiting for them to place an order so that he can move on. Sitting down at each of your respective tables, there is a menu. The menu is in several different languages, but it's also got pictures, so you can kind of figure out what your options are. Most of the things on there are deli things. You've got salads, you've got sandwiches on the front, and a variety of alcoholic beverages on the back, such as the fun of travel. You notice that the guy sitting at the table 2 over from Penelope is reading a newspaper, and you look down and actually there's a newspaper sitting next to Penelope as well, just sitting on the bench. You could have your own newspaper if you wanted.
Yeah.
Is it in German?
Oh yeah. You can have plenty of options there. The guy is apparently finally got the order. He's thanked them very politely, and now he's walk over. Hello, yes, would you like a juice box?
No, I would like one of those, and she just points to something random on the page that has all of the alcoholic drinks.
Of course you would. Do
she
you have
just-
an ID?
Her ID and just places it on the table.
Okay, he's taking a look at it. He's taking a look at you, looking at it again, shrugs. All right then, very well. Would you like any food to go with your alcohol?
Yes, one of those cakes, and I would like that salad, and I would like that cake, and I would also like a glass of water.
Very good. I'll have it all along for you shortly.
Oh, and also a tray of the little biscuity things on this page.
Ah, very good. Yes.
Okay.
I will be back shortly. Just let me take a few more orders, and I will bring you everything you asked for.
Okay. If I think of anything else, can I just let you know?
Absolutely.
I may need more.
Of course. Yes, my dear. Do you have any questions about the menu?
In German, I will order a salad and I will order a hot tea.
Very good. Yes?
I would also like some hot tea.
Very good. Somewhere watching all of this play out on a crystal ball, Merlin is Mystery Science Theatering the whole thing.
While I wait for my salad and tea, I will read the newspaper.
Penelope's gonna pick up the newspaper and look at it and just go, okay, just put
Just
it back
look-
down.
I have a newspaper.
Oh, yay! Except she can't actually read it because it's in German.
It's true. You see on it pictures of a lot of snow and some blizzards and what might be the Mothman and a lot of text that you can't read. And a picture of a celebrity who wears sunglasses all the time.
Annis will just fold the newspaper up after she's done reading it and put it in her backpack.
I will add it to your inventory.
A German newspaper with a picture of Mothman.
It's for your collection.
Yeah.
If you decide to summon Mothman, you now have a catalyst. It's at this point that you see your good friend return with a tray that has several sandwiches and salads on it. Kindly walks over and he places a sandwich in front of one of the women, a salad in front of the other one, walks over here and gives you your salad, walks over here and gives you a lot of the food that you asked for, but not all of it. I'll be right back, one sec. Then a moment later, returns with a giant dessert platter with all of the things that you got. He got them all right. And he places that on the entire left side of the table. The blonde women are staring on as the one who looks back at her salad and then back at what you ordered picks up the menu again and starts to look over it.
Annis is like staring and she just folds the newspaper up like, I gotta see this tiny little woman eat all of this food.
I'll be right back with your beverages now.
Oh, thank you.
Penelope just starts going to town on the salad.
It's important to start with the salad after you've made everyone else crash their diets. And then, yeah, like a moment later, he comes back with more like tea service and a very fancy-looking cocktail for the smallest woman in the room. He places it in front of you and explains in English that it's called a White Wolf. You get the impression that it's probably a more normal drink that they rebranded for tourism. But he puts that down with you, and then he provides each of the groups with their mugs, a tiny little kettle, and he pours the tea for each of you. Would anyone like anything else before I retreat to the front?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'll wait until he's gone before I sample the tea.
Stops by this guy on the way out. The guy makes some kind of order. Penelope can't tell what he's saying in German. Your amazing half-elven ears pick up from across it that he is now also ordering dessert. Apparently, you've ruined everyone's diet, and away he goes.
So, okay, I would have pretty refined tea tastes. Being who I am, how is the tea? Is it just garbage, or is it okay? It's been brewed correctly, left in
Yes,
for
it
the
was
group?
done correctly.
Okay, so it's drinkable at least.
Yeah, it's very drinkable. It's like one of those things where you know it's tourist food where you're probably paying more than you should for it, but it's still good food. Penelope discovers that there's in fact a lot of sugar. Salad, as it turns out, is not a giant counterweight to the amount of sugar that you're eating.
Now I will say that she does leave two of the cakes like alone for a bit and just starts looking over at Annis. She's looking at Annis and then looking at the cake, trying to persuade her to come over and join her at the table. It's just
Without
like,
saying or doing anything, just sort of like
Yeah.
signaling that it might be okay.
yeah.
Is that something that Annis would be open to?
My question is, did the waiter just bring me a cup, or did he bring me like a little tea kettle too?
Yeah, he left the kettle with you.
Okay.
So you can do your own refills.
I was gonna just straight up put the tea kettle and the cup in my bag.
Just gonna take it?
I'm gonna like empty it first.
There
drink
you
all-
go. That's the question. Like, are you gonna put a full of hot water kettle
No,
in your
no, I would definitely drink all of it, and then I don't really even need it. I'm just like, well, souvenir. I assume it's got like the brand of the train on it.
Yeah, it's got like a little train on the side of it. All right, hold on. Let me add tea kettle to your inventory. Are you taking like the cup too?
Yeah,
The mug?
yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing your inventory at the end of this campaign.
After about a solid minute of you looking and looking at the cakes and looking at me and being increasingly obvious, I'll call across the way. You want some help finishing those, love?
That would be lovely. Do you want to come help me?
I'll stand up and go over, and
She just gestures to the seat across from her.
I sit there.
Eat whichever one you want. Or both of them. I'm not picky.
What are the two cakes?
One of them is strawberry cake. And then the other one is a chocolatey looking thing. There's a lot of chocolate. It's like chocolate on chocolate on chocolate.
I will eat the strawberry shortcake. Slowly, gracefully.
So in between bites, Penelope just looks over and is like, so what's your name, stranger?
Anise. And you?
My name's Penelope, and it's a delight to meet you.
Oh, well, same to you. I'm just eating very slowly. There's a little more sugar than I would prefer. But...
Penelope's basically just inhaling cake at this point. Replace oxygen with cake.
Anise is just watching in awe. Where is she putting all of that?
So what you doing?
The stop that you are going to is Bad Brazig. That's the one that's closest to where you're going. You would know just from planning your trip out that it's a cute little area. It's got like a little touristy castle. Not super huge. It's a really pretty place.
I'll say I'm on my way to Bad Brazig. Well, just to the west of it anyway. And you?
I'm on my way to see my manager. He's over in, she looks at her little, like, sketchbook, notebook, whatever, where she was jotting stuff down earlier. Cologne? Cologne?
Cologne.
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 Yep.
Don't speak much German, do you?
Yep.
Well,
None of
for
it.
the time being, if you need, I do speak German.
Okay, good. I'm gonna need your help.
Around this point, one of the other people is just walking through, pauses and sees all of the eating, slowly backs away.
I'm good. That hit the spot. That was a good spot.
The other touristy person walks by and sees all the food is gone now and is
He's just booking it.
it's like he really needs to go to the bathroom or something.
And now she finishes the strawberry. It was delicious, thank you.
I see you had a lot of help with your food. That's wonderful. It's very kind of you.
It was quite delicious.
Could I see your tickets again just so I can make sure that I'm billing everything to the correct place?
She holds out her ticket.
Anise holds out hers as well.
You kind of get the impression that he was supposed to do this before, but he was caught completely off guard by the order and didn't think to do it. Very good. Thank you very much. So he then walks over and he starts picking up the stuff from your table and he pauses for a second. Must have picked it up before and forgot. And grabs the rest of the stuff minus a tea kettle and a mug and picks it up along with a lot of the extra stuff. He stacks them on top of the giant platter of dessert things they left you and he picks it up. Enjoy your ride.
Hello, my name is Penelope, and I'm a bad influence.
That's the campaign right there.
I flag down the waiter.
Yes, yeah.
I'm gonna slip 2 gold into his pocket.
You can just leave that on the table.
That's not fun.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, he's back.
Actually, that did happen. You actually saw, he literally opened the door, saw you were there, and turned around and left. You specifically, it seems. I don't think he got to see Anise, but he definitely saw Penelope, who's, again, not being the most subtle human being. In general, you're going to probably take more attention than others just by virtue of being tiny and full of energy. Because you've seen him a few times now, you can both make a roll of insight if you want to see what his deal is. First insight check of the game. Let's see how it's going to go. Anise is not really sure what that guy's deal is. I mean, he sees this small person with a whole bunch of food and an alcoholic drink, so that's a little bit weird. But the fact that he keeps poking in and out is strange. It's not like you would have disappeared since the last time you were here, so it's weird that he seems to keep poking back as if he's not expecting you to be there. Penelope, you notice that it seems like when he did his poke in through the door thing, he was about the same distance from you that he was when he had his little paws at the table before. It's like in both instances he was about 20 to 30 feet away. But when he walked by you, he seemed to be going at normal speed and not looking at you.
While I'm waiting on her to finish her beer, I'm going to wait and see if he pops his head in again.
I don't think I've even gotten my beer yet.
Oh, well, whenever you get it and finish it. I'm basically just going to keep my eye on that door.
Yeah. You're actively looking. Yes, here you are. And he sets a drink down in front of you. It's in a stein, actually.
I was hoping it would just be like a normal glass bottle so I wouldn't feel bad about taking it.
He informs you that it is actually a local one from... It's actually coming up. It's one of the upcoming stops that neither one of you is currently planning on getting off at.
And I'll ask him, is it alright if I take this with me into the other cars, or do I need to finish it here? I don't know where this accent came from.
Oh, no, you... By all means, just make sure that it finds its way back. Maybe don't take it in the luggage car. He became more British as this went on.
Apparently so did I.
He's now delivered everyone's everything, and he's sneaking away.
So you can take that with you, right?
Right,
Shall we head back?
I suppose.
Alright, I'm gonna start heading back.
I will stand, I will take a couple sips so that I can reduce the amount of alcohol in the stein so I don't accidentally spill it.
See him just leaving,
Ooh.
walking in the other direction, passenger
Oh,
one.
Oh, no, there you go, through the door. I'm gonna keep chugging along. Onward.
He's still ahead of you. He's moving at about the same pace you are. You've got a sight on him now, so you don't really need to roll anymore to keep an eye on him because he has literally one direction to go in. You're now back to base and passenger 3.
Alright, is he still like walking away?
Yep.
Oh, that's the guy that really had to use the bathroom.
Yep.
So at this point, you'll notice now that you're in passenger 3, since you've been following him for a few cars, he seems to be adjusting his speed a little bit. He's slowing down just enough for you to get about 20 feet away before he goes through the door. And then when you come in the next one, he's moved up enough to be a good 30 or 40 feet away. It's kind of weird. Like, he's going at a very uneven clip for there to be nothing in the way. Like, he's doing something.
Insight check.
One of you is more insightful than the other this time. And Elby's like, something's with this guy, but you don't really know what. And this is very much of the mindset that this guy is doing something. He's clearly clocking you, or he's clocking at least Penelope. He's trying to hold an exact range, give or take a few feet. You don't know why someone would do that, but if you would like to maybe take a guess, if you think it's something supernatural, you could try rolling Arcana. If you think it's more creepy predator behavior, you could maybe roll survival. Okay, with a 15, you can actually pick up something about this. It reminds you of the behavior of dogs when they're shepherding animals. They don't actually bite them, they just sort of hold a distance that gets the animal to go in a direction. He's obviously not pushing the two of you anywhere, but he seems to be holding a distance the same way that an animal would hold a distance from another animal that they want to go somewhere. Almost like he's maybe baiting.
So I will very quickly catch up and go past Penelope, glare at him, but not say anything.
What are you doing?
I just hold a hand out and just observe him.
Well, he is gonna continue on over to passenger 4.
You can go after him if you want, but he's trying to get you to go somewhere.
Now, you can see that he stopped walking after he went through. You can see him through the window. Like, he's not trying to look at you, but he's clearly didn't continue on through passenger 4. He's waiting near the door.
Like, he was definitely doing something over in the dining car.
I'm not quite sure what he's doing either, just trying to lead you somewhere.
Well, I mean, we're on a train. There's only a certain number of cars. There's security on the train. We should be fine.
If you want to go after him, it's your prerogative.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
All right.
Okay, so I have to ask, because I noticed this earlier.
Yeah.
Are those ears real?
They're about as real as your ears.
Ooh.
She's definitely a grown adult, just halfling. Got it.
Most of them like to stay at home and not really draw attention to themselves, so if you ever run into one who does, they're very strange.
I guess I'm gonna follow this strange halfling.
So I'm going to tell you what happens as you walk in the car. That guy that had been awkwardly standing at the door, as soon as the two of you start moving again, he starts moving. So you see that part. About the time that he gets to the end of the car, those two people that are at the bottom are just staring daggers at him. And then he leaves. He must have done something to upset them while he was standing there. The two of them are put together. Their clothes are a bit wrinkly. They're a little disheveled. They're kind of loose on them. You notice two important things. You notice that she has a hickey on her neck. He has a wedding ring and she doesn't. And right now they're both kind of flustered and they seem annoyed that this guy just walked in their car and stood at the door for a minute. And then as soon as he left, more people walked in.
I'm gonna walk up with me.
They stare at you and then the man awkwardly
Be
not
like-
talk English.
Sprige Deutsch.
Oh, hello.
Okay, ask them if they know who that guy was.
Excuse me, don't mean to impose. Do you know who that man was?
No, but he was incredibly rude. Walked in and just stood there. It was disturbing. There's so many train cars, and we finally got one to ourselves. Keep getting interrupted. Stares at you.
Right, I can take the hint. Thank you for your time. Please get back to whatever you were doing. Let's go.
What did they say? What they say?
They don't know and they really want to be alone.
Ah, okay. So she stares at them and she's just like, have fun, and winks at them and then just like bolts after it.
To the next car?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to go in first this time. Do I notice the guy trying to keep up with where she is, or when I entered, does he just like stop 30 feet away?
He's actually picked up pace now. He's actually running.
Away?
Yeah.
What do you do? Where'd he go?
Well, he ran away. You want to keep following him?
She's just gonna sit in one of the seats. I'm not sure if I want to keep following this guy. Why did he run away?
That is quite weird. Have you ever seen a dog herding sheep?
Not personally, but I know what you're talking about.
Was
I
that
guess.
sort of behavior, kind of? Like he was trying to herd you forward for some reason, but he stopped, and then he ran away.
don't like what this guy is doing, but now I'm invested. So instead of barreling into the next car like I've been doing with all the other cars, I'm gonna sneak. I'll explain. I'm going to try and be a little more sneaky.
I have
See if I
something.
can catch him off guard.
I might have something just for this.
Ooh.
That's without a trace. For the duration, each creature each choose within 30 feet of you, including you, has plus 10 bonus to Dex, stealth checks.
The lady over there talking to her daughter hears you mumbling something in a language she doesn't understand, and then you seem to be making some weird hand gestures, and then you sprinkle some mistletoe on yourself and your friend.
I'm gonna disguise self. So I'm gonna like kind of duck down and then use disguise self to make myself a foot taller, and I'm wearing a hat.
The waiter specifically told me not to bring the beer into the luggage car, so as soon as I see that we're approaching the luggage car, I just chug the rest of it and then shove the stein in my backpack.
You are now in the luggage and cargo 1. There's a lady in here. You don't see the guy anymore. Like, he booked it though, and you took a second to cast spell. No telling where he ended up. In the luggage room, you can see on the top and bottom sides of it, I guess the left and right of you, you've got a bunch of coin lockers about 4 feet up, and under them are a bunch of the luggage things with netting so that people's luggage doesn't slide away. Most of the coin locker things still have their keys in them. You can tell just from the number of people you see on this train that not much of it's in use. Past that, you see this lady who apparently is getting something out of her locker. Upon doing that, she starts walking by. She doesn't even seem to see that you're there because you're just so stealthy. Actually, you notice where that woman was before at the little coin locker thing. So she took something back out of it and like left a little door open. And you can see inside the little door that there's actually a magazine sitting in there.
I glance at the cover.
Here's the cover.
Huh.
Doesn't take much of a roll to realize that the woman who left it there looks exactly like the woman on the cover of that magazine. Same outfit, same hat, same everything.
I will actually pick it up and point that out to Penelope.
She just walked out.
She was
Right?
wearing the exact outfit. I think that's our guy. I don't know why he turned himself into a woman. I don't know what he's trying to do. He was trying to lead us somewhere, but now he's running away.
I'm gonna investigate the lot.
He ran in here, and then turned himself into the person on the cover of this magazine, and then left. And we were so well hidden, he didn't see us.
You find the, like, as noted, there was the magazine in there. You also find a piece of paper stuck in the gap in the back of it, like something had just been jammed in there and forgotten. It's a first class ticket. The ticket identifies the owner as Mrs. Sophia Ballman.
Alright, so
Okay,
this guy used disguise self, turned himself into the lady on the cover of the magazine, which I'm just gonna hold on to. I'm, again, not a kleptomaniac. This could be important. I'll return it later.
So now that you're back in this car, since you're obviously looking for her, you notice that the young girl with the magazine has the same magazine. And she's like pointing the other way and bugging her mom's like, I just saw her, she went that way. Did you see it? In German, so like one of you understands it.
They just saw it.
I'm taking the magazine out of your hand really quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna run up
I will follow.
to the mom and the kiddo. I'm gonna hold up the magazine and point to it, and then point in the direction that they're pointing.
Did this woman pass by just now?
That's what my daughter said. Seems unlikely, but yeah, apparently. At least someone who looks like her. I mean, it's hard to tell with that face veil.
I'm just gonna be like, oh my god, I'm her biggest fan! And then hand the magazine back to Anna. Keep
The girl's gonna go, same!
Thank you so much. And I'm just gonna run off.
Alright, when you get in here, those two seem to have given up.
Very sorry to interrupt you again. Did a woman that looked like this just run through here?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Get back to your making out or whatever. Goodbye.
There's nobody in here either.
Nope.
I'm booking it. She's not here either. Where? Be like, where the heck?
Sorry to interrupt. Terribly sorry. And just hold up the magazine and go, did someone that looks like this pass by just now?
I believe so. Is that one of your friends?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Oh, I think she was going towards the dining car. She was in a hurry. I think it's dinner time yet.
Not quite yet. Thank you. Just gonna book it.
There's none here either. Onward.
Do we want to ask? No? Okay.
Dining one is still pretty empty looking.
Back to Snack Town.
So you walk in, the others are still having their meals, because it's only actually been a moment. The guy who took your order before sees you and sort of backing away.
I'm gonna go up to him.
Yes.
Have you seen this lady? And I point at the magazine.
I believe she just stepped in the restroom.
Instead of trying to stick the gold in his pocket this time, I just hand him another gold.
And I will pull the stein out of my backpack and go, here you go.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
And then I continue on towards the bathrooms.
Going to go put this away now.
I'm gonna knock on the door of this one.
You don't hear any reply there.
Go knock on the other one.
Don't hear a reply.
Wait,
After you knock for a moment, someone comes out of the door from the next car.
I knew it.
Oh, would you like another drink?
Someone that looks just like you. I just handed him the stein.
Oh, we were wondering what that was. I did tell you could walk around with it, so no worries, no rush.
You went the other way. Penelope, come on. There's someone using disguise self around here. He looks just like you now. He looked like this woman earlier. Something fishy is going on. You may want to alert security.
The idea that they're seeing you and worried enough to run, and then using resources to keep running, and what's probably not a good long-term plan because they're still on a train with you, means you must have spooked them. The walking back and forth thing that keeps happening would make sense if they were holding you to about the range of a lot of stuff.
She's gonna sit at one of the empty tables and just be like,
What is this guy doing?
we can't keep chasing him down.
Well, let's
go
head back for the luggage and at least
Yeah.
return the magazine.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess I will go back to the locker and actually put the magazine back.
Okay, when you're putting the magazine back in, you notice a spider.
No, I try not to disturb the spider as I put the magazine back.
The spider calmly stares at you.
I guess we're going to the sleeper car.
So for things that you see in here, most of the sleeper car doors are open. The lady is just sitting there, she's reading her book, nothing too weird about that. There's the blonde woman who is talking to one of the train security people. She's actually speaking to the train security person in English, not German, so you can both understand this part. Honestly, I expected better. Why can't you let me back into first class? Ma'am, dreadfully sorry, but I need to see a first class ticket. I must have dropped it somewhere. Isn't there anything we can do? Of course, ma'am. Do you have any identification I can check against the manifest? Yes, one moment. She's rummaging through her purse now. And after a moment, she pulls out an ID. Will this do? He looks over it, and then he looks at his little clipboard of all the passengers. Dreadfully sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am. Yes, right this way. He opens up the door to the next car, and he walks through with her because the next car is...
Well, I guess we will just follow these lovely people into the luggage car.
Unlike the other one that was a whole bunch of like tiny coin lockers and luggage carriers, this one's actually got much bigger full height lockers. Most of them are still empty, but one of them has definitely got something in it. And then at the end, you can see the guy opening the door, scanning his own little fob thing and opening it up.
Alright, now that
Yeah,
he's
he's-
left, I'm gonna try and get through.
I guess I'll follow.
As you're walking through, I will note you see another spider.
Where?
This spider is chilling on that big locker I mentioned before, and it's just there. On a train that has a lot of whiter metal surfaces, it's a black spider and it kind of stands. It's a normal spider, but its behavior is a little odd. Like usually they find a little corner and set up. Like this one just being out here staring at you is unusual. You can tell that this very much feels like interacting with the familiar.
I don't think it's watching us. I think it's keeping watch over this. They're really not that bad. They're
No.
fascinating creatures if you would just...
No. First class, baby.
So are you gonna swipe your ticket and go into first class?
Yeah. Walking into first class.
And when you get into first class, there's the woman that you saw before who was complaining. She's just continuing on. She's mumbling in English that you can hear from all the way where you are. She's not subtle. She's gonna go take a nap because these people are so rude and unfair to her. Gonna describe the ones on the top and then the ones on the bottom. So the ones at the top, there's these two guys. They're just sort of sitting there and they're mumbling to each other. And they're just grumbling about the company pays extra, yet still have to put up with all the shouting, all the stomping. I think this train has a bug problem. Yes, but the view is amazing, right? Well, yes, it's great. I guess I'll just look outside and ignore the bug. And then, sure enough, when you look directly across from them, there's a spider right here, just staring at them. Then in the bottom left, there are a couple. They seem to be pretty well-to-do. They're sort of bickering. One of a kind, Dia. I need to be a steward of history. You're a child, worked hard and earned a fortune, and for what? A toy? It is not a toy, Anna. It's literal history. And then they just continue bickering on. It's very clear from listening to the conversation that apparently they'd recently gone to an auction and the guy had spent a lot of money on something she thought was stupid. And he is playing it up as this big grand purchase that's gonna be something that they'll keep in their family for years, and that it probably belongs in a museum, but it'll be on their shelf and they'll be the coolest people ever. And bicker, bicker, bicker.
Like, spider!
Another spider. Someone on this train has familiars. They're keeping an eye on those two for some reason.
So you're sitting down and you're just like trying to not look at the spider?
I'm very pointedly trying to not look in the direction of the spider because...
Okay. Would you like to look out the window?
Yep. Gonna look out the window.
If we want to continue our investigation, we need to pass in front of the spider.
Okay. You stand... Guard me from the spider.
I will. I promise.
Guard me from the spider.
I will stand between you and the spider.
I'm trusting you with my life.
I don't think it will attack.
With my life.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. So we're gonna walk, and so... Annis is on the side closest to the spiders.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on the side closest to the old white dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a spider, so it's kind of hard to tell, but the way that it's sitting there and the way the light's reflecting as you walk by, it kind of gives you the impression that, like, it's following you with at least some of its eyes, but it's not moving.
As we're walking by, I'm just going like, curse, 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 curse.
Behind you, like back at the door, the first class door, you hear a man swearing in German. Like they're trying to open the door, but they can't. Gonna move on to the next car.
Sure. Is there another spider?
Yep.
Where?
It's on the little plant.
Alright, I will stand between you and the spider. We don't know who the person is that has all of these spiders. We could be making an enemy. We don't necessarily need to. Do you want to go back, or do you want to continue forward and check out the next car?
I mean, we got this ticket. Let's go.
Alright, I will stand between you and the spider, and I just hold my hands out. We'll stand between you and the spider.
Just gonna like plaster myself to the wall and sneak around the corner.
Does it look like the spider is observing us again?
It's just sitting there, yeah.
It is quite weird that they're all just out like this, plainly visible. That's not normal spider behavior. Okay, here we go. I will stand in front of the spider so that you can get around it and we can continue on into the next car. They've all been the same type of spider. They're just obviously not all the same spider.
Yeah.
They're not even poisonous.
Nope. Too many eyes. Too many eyes.
That's alright.
Too much web out the butt.
So when you reach for the door, you observe
Nope. 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 Nope.
Is there another spider?
there are many spiders.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
There are spiders on the door?
They are covering the little window that you would use to look through. And
Okay, I am a little freaked out by that.
they're all staring at you, but yeah, they're just right there.
Yeah, I'm backing up. Like, this is not normal spider behavior.
I don't like this.
Someone wants either us or just no one to get into the next car. I mean, I could get rid of them easily, but I don't know if I should.
Each of the doors, they've got a number on them.
Is there a number on the ticket?
There is a number on your ticket. The number is 1-1, which is the right door. Okay, you've scanned the ticket, and that does, in fact, unlock the door. Now is a good time for her to walk out of the other door. Oh, you found my ticket. She walks over and she digs out the card that she still had handy from the other guy. It matches the name on your ticket.
Well, then here you go. Here's your ticket.
Yeah,
And
we did, in fact, find your
We'd be
ticket.
like, yes, here. Sorry about that.
We came here to bring it to you specifically.
Definitely.
oh, well, good. I'm glad someone in this country has manners. Well, that I can't be mean to all of you. Like the nice gentleman over there let me into their room for a moment. They seemed to take sympathy on me, at least until the ticket could happen, since I was a dreadful headache. In fact, Since you've opened my door for me so kindly, I'm going to go and take a nap. I'm not going to make you roll a perception check on that. Like, you can see in. Like, you got the door open before she heard the noise and came out. Yeah, like, it looks pretty normal. One thing that you do notice, though, is that she didn't actually close the door to the other couple's room.
Yeah, I am 100% gonna go stealthily kind of peek into their room.
There are no spiders in the room
Oh, good.
that you can see. Your 20 definitely did reveal a spider.
Oh no!
But it's just chilling. It's on the far end of it, over near the door to what's presumably the bathroom. More importantly, though, your 20 actually did find something that you might think is pretty neat. There's a big case under the bed.
Well, first I'll turn to Penelope and tell her about the spider near the bathroom. Yeah, I'll just turn to Penelope and be like, there's no one in here. There's a spider for some reason. Alright, and I'm just gonna take out the teacup and carefully approach the spider and try and put it over the spider.
As you get closer, the spider runs in the bathroom.
Does the door swing in or out? Can I, like, slam the door and trap the spider in the bathroom?
Yeah, it swings in.
Okay. I'm gonna shut the spider in the bathroom if I can. I will stand guard at the door, and you can take a look at what's in the case.
Really?
Yes, but try and be quick, and don't steal it. I would feel so bad. That
I'm
that woman
not
would
gonna
get
take
so
it.
angry.
Yeah, no, like, that's...
If it gets stolen, it's probably a divorce in the making.
I open the case up.
I'm going to show you what you find inside of the case. It's an autographed Lou Gehrig's baseball bat.
It's like, that checks out. Baseball guy.
Oh, kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah.
We should probably just get out of this
Yeah,
Room.
I close the case.
before we get caught. We should probably
let's
leave.
Let's go. Let's get out. I'm out. I'm out of the room.
In any case, I don't want to kill the spiders on the door. And again, we don't know what the motive for having all of these spiders is. Shall we head back and maybe see what we can learn? And just to humor you,
Do it.
as I approach this one, I'll be like, "Hello, spider. I will speak to you in English. I don't know if you understand any human language. Could you maybe just move for us?"
It's just staring at you.
I'm like, all right, in German, like, "Hello, spider. Could you turn around for us, please? You're freaking out my friend."
It just continues to stare.
Well, I tried.
And leaping into the other car.
When you get into the other car, you can hear that couple is still bickering. Why did you let that strange girl into our room? It seemed like she needed somewhere to go for now. She lost her ticket, dear. Yes, but you let her in your room with the bat. Oh my god. Ah, there's a spider! Where's that waiter with my drink?
Oh, I'm gonna walk over to the spider in here and do the teacup thing.
Okay, it's not that nimble. You have successfully placed a cup over this spider that has an AC of like 4.
Not to alarm you, gentlemen, it seems like that spider over there under the teacup was watching you.
Do they normally watch people? That's terrifying.
Do you have any reason to believe someone might be spying on you?
I mean, I am a very successful businessman. Let's go make sure our rooms are not literally bugged. But when he opens the door, you find the person who was trying to get in before. It is absolutely that waiter guy from the beginning.
We're still passed without a trace, at least. Kind of duck into the booth to get out of the way.
He's just grumbling at this point. He mumbles in German that this is not worth it. None of this is worth it.
He walked right past us and didn't see us. Didn't look at the teacup either.
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna follow him. I will wait for you to pass behind me because of spider.
Big.
Oh, what the hell? Ah! So at this point, you see him actually pull out a phone, and he's sending a text message to someone. He's gonna creep up on him.
Sure.
Well, he doesn't see you. You are at sufficient an angle. You could actually see what he's typing if you would like.
Oh yeah, sure. I keep consistently forgetting we're in 2005 because like Annis doesn't know anything about technology.
There you go.
It holds flip phone. What?
You can read it. This is all in German, but you can read it. He's still typing on it. So right now he's starting to type in descriptions of what the two of you look like. Describing the short one, and he's describing the woman with a stick. Completely oblivious to the fact that you're right behind him, by the way. But
I've definitely backed up and leaned down, and then further down because I remember that she's actually shorter than she. Typing something on one of those phones. It's in German. It's talking about phantasmals and typing about us. He's describing us. There's also apparently another one in the next train car, from what I can tell. I guess I'll like go back to my position beside the plant, but not too close because I know there's a spider in the plant, and see if he's typed anything else or what he's doing.
he's written one more description. A black man in first class, which is admittedly pretty descriptive given how white this train is.
Right.
So he's stopped typing. What is he doing now?
It looks like he's trying to weigh his chances of getting this door open without getting covered in spiders, and it doesn't look like he's very confident.
So the term phantasmal.
In Type Moon setting, pretty much everything that's not a human, but is somehow related to magic, gets referred to as a phantasmal species, which would, for our purposes, it would be any non-human, like everything from half-elves to like dragon. The kinds of things that typically can't survive in the world because they need some amount of mana to exist.
So I'll back up a bit and relay the information that the third phantasmal is apparently a black man in the next ring.
Generally speaking, you don't want people to know you're supernatural. But from the text that you have here, it seems like he was only expecting one. So odds are pretty good that the two of you were the curveball and whatever his plan was, and that sort of explains why he was trying to fish out what you were doing here and why. He's obviously spooked from his messages that he's looking for extraction. From the message saying that, he's going to get reinforced at S1 and that he's supposed to presumably isolate something, it doesn't bode well for whoever's in first class if they're not prepared for this.
I think it's fair to assume, and I'm whispering this so that we don't alert the dude, that whoever it is in first class is the person with the spiders. It seems like he was expecting whoever was in the next car with all the spiders, but not us. We're frightening him, which is a little funny.
We should scare him a little bit.
We could. It seems like the person that has all the spiders might be in danger.
Well, I can't forgive them for using spider, but I don't like this.
He did confirm that he's had to change faces.
I'm gonna cast Charm Person on Dude Butt.
Alright, I'm gonna do a save. At this point, the man stops fidgeting with his phone and flips it closed. He turns around
Ah!
and sees the two of you around that corner now that you've tried to attack him. And now we can initiative, because he passed.
Oh no!
When you whammied him, you did throw off his concentration because he was completely surprised between the spiders and someone casting a spell on him, and he was already on edge, so his illusion fell down, and he looks like that dude. Now the funny part. So he's wasted so many of his spells trying to hide from you that this doesn't really bode that great for him. Penelope won initiative,
Alright.
and we'll get to go first.
You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna use vicious mockery.
You're gonna make him sad.
I am. It's gonna be great.
To death.
I'm gonna make you sad to death.
He passed it.
Damn it.
Use your bonus action, so you can choose one creature other than yourself and inspire them.
Alright. I'm gonna inspire Annis. You can do it. Get this guy.
Candace wouldn't just attack a dude. I guess I'll use my action to be like, okay, let's all calm down here. We don't mean you any harm. We don't want to hurt you. We just want information. If you have any.
That's a 21.
Mhm.
You're telling me that you just want information?
We're just two people trying to get to our destinations on this train. You kind of started weirdly stalking us first. We just want to know what's going on, and do you know anything about these spiders?
This is in German, I'm assuming?
Yeah,
You're one of them. You're one of the spider people.
I assure you I am not.
This wasn't what was supposed to happen. I was supposed to just wait and leave. This isn't worth it. None of this is worth it.
I gathered that.
He turns around and he sees the bunch of spiders on the door behind him. He sees the spiders to the bottom.
Believe me, I don't like them any more than you do. This one over here is terrified of them.
If you let me past you, I will get off at the next stop, and we will never see each other again.
Sure.
Wait.
You really don't know anything about these spiders, or who might be controlling them, or anything.
The spider monster's controlling them.
Spider monster. Is that
There's a spider monster in that car.
okay? What's happening with the spider monster?
It's a spider monster. It needs to be killed.
Right. Is it the only being in that car, do you know?
I think so. I think it's the only one. I didn't get the best look at it since someone took my badge to get back here. I didn't sign on to fight a spider monster. I just signed on to make sure it didn't get away.
Are you guys having a chat? Because I can't understand a single word you're saying.
Sorry, and I've switched to English. There's a spider monster
Ew.
in the next train. This guy
Ooh.
is basically just here to make sure it doesn't get away. He thinks that we're one of them, and I'm back in German. I hope you don't mind. I was kind of spying on you because you're super fishy, and I read your texts, and you described him as a black man, not a Spider-Man. She doesn't know who Spider-Man is.
It's his kind. They lure you in, and then they turn into spiders and eat you. If you like, you can roll Arcana and try to guess what that is.
Yeah. And I'm back in English. Apparently they lure you in and then eat you and turn you into a spider.
Based on what little you know about the spider lore, you believe that they hunt victims while they're eating curds and whey.
They lure you in with some curds and whey and then they eat you. It's very gross. I don't want anything to do with this Spider-Man.
So you're not with it. You're not here to help it.
Oh, no, definitely not. I mean, I don't believe in killing any creatures unless I have to, so I'm going to leave these spiders alone. We're not here to aid him or them, for sure. We're just two people that were on this train, and then you started being weird about us, so if you stop being weird about us, we'll just go back to our train car, make sure there are no spiders in it, and get to our destinations.
Okay, that's fine. Just, I'm gonna go. Can I go?
Oh, yes, don't let us stop you.
He's using his actions to leave.
Where's he going? Where's he going?
Away, as should
Why?
we. I don't want to get involved with these spiders at
What's
all.
he doing?
He's
Where's he
leaving.
going?
He's leaving. His job, as he said, was to just keep the spider from leaving. I don't know. There was something about an extraction happening. I don't want to get involved. I have a tolerance for spiders, but this is too many. Let's go get more drink. I need some alcohol. There's certainly something weird going on this train. If someone is strong enough to be controlling all of these spiders, we don't want to get in their way. Hopefully whoever is in charge of that guy can handle the Spider-Man. We're going back to the luggage car.
Yeah, luggage car.
So you notice in this luggage car, the spider that you saw before is, still in its perch up on top of that, but there are definitely other spiders in this car. You know how before they were all nice and neat and just sort of staring? Well, you're starting to see like some spider webs.
Does Glasses Man know the spider's guarding? He might know.
I'll call ahead, like, Glasses Man, do you know
What?
what's in the big container, I think it was, that the spider was
locker.
like perched on, the big locker?
I don't know what would be it. Do you think it belongs to the beast?
Possibly. We noticed a spider guarding it earlier, and now there are more of them here.
It could be eggs, could be spawn,
Yeah,
be all kinds of disgusting things.
it could.
We're gonna have to burn it.
Yeah, okay, I don't care. Let's go, Penelope. I am going to get that drink.
Did he know what's in there?
Not at all. He guesses it might be eggs or spawn or brood sacs or
I don't like the way you said that.
brood sacs.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Perhaps just more spiders. Could be anything. Not worth checking out.
I don't like any of this. Oh god.
Yeah, as you're walking by, he like pulls out his phone again and resumes sending messages into it.
Like,
A bit more frantically this time.
I'll just turn around and be like, and I'd tell your boyfriend or whoever is on the other end of the line that we are completely harmless. We mean no harm. We just want to get to our destinations, and we don't have to resort to violence if you don't resort to violence first. And I'll try and like peek at his phone.
yeah, I'm looking at what does it say? What are you typing?
All right, so that's going to be a few different checks at once, and this will be fun because it'll probably shape where things go. You got enough to see while he flipped it. The message that you see him sending before he flips it up is the two aren't related and can be left alone for now.
Oh, we can be left alone for now. Well, it's better than nothing. Come on, I'm going to go get that drink. I said that in English.
I'm gonna go into the next car.
There's like a traffic jam.
You've walked into that guy complaining about all the spiders.
I'm also gonna complain about the spiders. There's a lot of spiders, sir.
That's what I keep
It's
saying.
an absurd amount of spiders.
There can't be that many spiders. The guy is convinced the security dude to go back and see the ridiculous amount of spiders. The security dude is about to have an experience.
Dude in the other car. had the ticket. Did he leave that ticket? Let's go ask him.
All right. If you want to go back into the train car that
I
has all the
really
spiders.
don't. I really don't.
Okay.
But I can't let this go.
All right. Well, and you'll need me to ask because
Yep.
he
'Cause
only
I
shouts
can't
in German.
I can't
Okay.
German.
As mentioned before, he said that if that thing was full of spider stuff, then he was going to have to burn it.
Oh no.
Upon walking in, the security goes, what the hell is this? The locker that the spider was on is absolutely on fire. And the man is standing way back over here. This guy, on the other hand, is like, oh my god, this is awful, this can't happen, He runs over and he grabs a fire extinguisher. And he is running over here and he is applying that.
I think I'd probably try and grab him.
Oh, you blocked him. He literally can't get out of this. He did not think this through.
He cannot leave this room until he tells us if that was his shit in the other locker.
In the other cargo thing, there was a locker that had a magazine and a ticket in it. Was that yours?
I got the ticket off the other lady. I got the magazine off her too. Stowed them in a locker
So yeah,
in case I needed them.
yes, it was him.
There was a spider in it.
There was a spider in your locker.
What? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means he probably knows the spiders that are no longer swarming the frantic area where there's a fire are now amassing elsewhere. They're pissed. Guy with the fire extinguisher, he can probably see it.
You know more than you're letting on. You know more than you told me anyway.
What's that S? What is that?
It's an S for spider swarm.
Come with us and I just grab him and I just kind of shove Penelope and we just go into the other train car. I'll look back before I leave the car. Are the spiders following or have they just swarmed the window?
They've just swarmed the window.
Anything else you want me to ask him while we're apparently following him?
Who does he work for?
Oh, also, I'm gonna look for spiders in here.
You don't see any spiders in the room, but there are definitely a few spiders on, like, this guy's back just yet. They're not attacking him, they're just on his back.
Leopold, don't panic. There are some spiders on your back.
Okay, well, he's absolutely taking his coat off and he's throwing it on the ground and he's proceeds to stomp on it. While he's stomping, like, his phone does go flying out.
I'm just gonna reach down,
Up to you if you want to do anything with it.
pick it up, be like, seems like this thing is important. Want to answer some
What's his
questions?
phone?
What?
What's the phone?
Yes, the phone. Thank you. Seems important. Do you want to answer some questions?
I'm gonna get off this train.
Yes, so do we. Who do you work for?
He is very hesitant to answer that question.
I know a little about these things. They seem to not do well if they're thrown or dropped or put in water.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Would you like to roll intimidation for this guy?
Sure.
Oh, he's scared.
I don't-
No, that phone's going to be what saves us. Don't do anything to it.
All right, if it's that important. Here, and I'll just hand it to Penelope.
Starts trying to text back to the person and be like, but it's all in English.
Oh no.
To be like, who are you? Send the text.
We're just curious about who you work for that's keeping tabs on phantasmals.
You get a reply in English. Who is this?
I asked you first. Then.
He's not aware that you're doing this because he's distracted by conversation. Look, there are monsters in the world. They need to go away.
With the church, perhaps?
What? No, they're monsters too.
Oh, yeah. So we agree on that at least. He's not with the church. I say to her in English.
Good.
Can you understand English, by the way? Could we just be doing this in English?
Only a bit.
Ah, okay. Not with the church. I'm really curious about who you work for. Are you with the Mages Association?
No, they have their own messes. We stay away from all of that. We don't want to get too close to monsters. They work with them.
Would that be another insight if I don't quite believe him?
Yeah, you can roll insight up for anything that he says if you're suspicious.
Oh.
You get the impression that he's telling the truth about not working with the church because they're monsters. He views pretty much all of these supernatural things with some degree of disgust. It's not like the kind of, I hate it, therefore I must spend my life and risk everything killing it. He's got to have some other motivation beyond just hating these things, but he knows that it's an easy thing to believe that he hates them, and he's probably trying to avoid you digging deeper. Factoring that in with the fact that he's referring to the two of you in the same classification as that other guy early on doesn't bode well for what he could be. You remember growing up with stories of the humans who are part of the reason why supernaturals went into hiding, the ones who essentially hunted them down. Some of them did it out of fear, but a lot of them did it out of crazy superstition. You don't have unicorns because people thought unicorn horns were something that could make them immortal. There's a chance that this guy could be part of one of the group. Literally tries to kill monsters, but alternatively enslave them, chop them up to parts, all kinds of gross stuff there. He seems to be very fervent about not having spiders.
Yeah.
But it also seems like he wasn't really the one who was supposed to be dealing with the spider.
You're not with the church. You're not with the Mages Association. Or you're one of those people that goes around and kills monsters. Quote unquote monsters.
Is he with the harvester? Ask him.
Are you with the Harvester?
They're kind of the boogeyman that you tell supernatural kids to make them hide. What? That's just an urban legend. He is bullshitting you about thinking it's an urban legend. So your last message to them was, who is this? Know you, but in English?
Yeah.
The response was, give this back to its owner right now.
Only if you tell me who he's with. Send.
Is that a threat?
Are you a threat? Send.
They stopped replying after the, are you a threat?
I know you probably have some preconceived notions about all us phantasmals, I'm saying in quotes. But not all of us are bad. There are bad humans too, obviously. We are not going to hurt you unless you make us. And we could hurt you very badly. We're both very strong and powerful people.
Can I have my phone back? If we don't get help, the spider might kill all of us.
He's asking if he can have his phone back because if he doesn't get help soon, the spider might kill all of us.
Tell him that the only request I had to give him back this phone was to know who he's working for.
We just want to know who you're working for. That's literally it. We will give you your phone back if you answer us that.
While this is going on and you're trying to intimidate him, he's going to walk over to one of the lockers and he's going to pop in some coins and he's going to start pulling out something from one of the longer ones too. What he's pulling out is a big long bag, kind of like the sort of bag that you would keep sporting equipment in. But he pulls out a hunting rifle. It's not really about that. It's about wanting my phone back.
Just tell us who you work for and then we will give you your phone back and I will go and get a drink in the dining car and we will not bother you at all and you will never have to see me ever again.
Also, your boss man is very bad about texting back.
Also, your boss man is very bad about texting back. I don't know what that means.
Don't worry about it,
Oh.
Anna. It's fine.
Okay.
If I don't reply to him right now, help will not be waiting for us at the next stop.
I'm texting back, Leopold says help. And I put like 5 exclamation points and a smiley face at the end of it.
Did you ask for help?
Did you ask for help just now?
Yes.
Oh, apparently yes.
I also send a heart.
He's just gonna sort of sit down with his rifle and he's gonna look at the door. He's gonna hope.
All right, well, we sent your help text, whatever that means. And you clearly aren't going to tell us who you work for, so let's go get some alcohol. We'll just keep this phone as a souvenir.
Yeah, this is my phone now.
And she says it's her phone now. I wouldn't know what to do with it. Probably drop it in some water accidentally or something.
Gonna text your boss man every day.
Every day.
Just gonna
Every
text
day,
him.
every hour.
It's gonna text him every day, every hour until he replies. Don't even.
If we can make it that long, then it was worth it.
Oh, okay. Well, seems she just sent a text asking your boss what he's wearing. Oh, Penelope, if you show me how to make the letters, I can text him in German and we can impersonate Leopold.
I take a picture of Leopold and send it to the boss. And then send a text that says, Leopold is peachy keen. Who the hell are you? Send. Tell him I said his boss sucks.
Your boss sucks.
I know.
Don't die. I mean, the spiders aren't even poisonous. I'm sure they're fine. I'm sure everything's fine. Let's go get some ice cream. We're gonna get some ice cream if you want to join us in the dining car.
If you feel like talking at any point, we're here for you, my man.
Yeah, if you feel like
Leopold, my dude.
yeah, she's saying if you feel like talking at any point, we will have the phone and we will be getting ice cream.
Are you gonna help me with the Spider-Man?
We certainly could help if you told us who you were working with, so we would know if we were aligning ourselves with someone good or bad.
We hunt monsters. We kill monsters. Isn't that enough?
They hunt monsters, they kill monsters. Yeah, do you consider us to be monsters?
Don't currently consider you the biggest monsters.
He doesn't currently consider us the biggest monsters. Let's go get ice cream.
Yeah, fuck him.
As you're walking to get ice cream, you do get your reply is simply a picture back. The picture that you get back it's a weird symbol. It's a blade, and the blade seems to be covered with unicorn blood that's like metallic, so it's very clear that they're sending a message that they are probably the kind of people that kill supernaturals. And you don't know exactly what it means, but it's clearly a threat. All of those urban legends about the Harvester involved a guy who was considered the horrible butcher who hunted down supernaturals and chopped them up apart. One of the most famous stories about that guy were specifically that, like him hunting down and killing much bigger prey than those kinds of things. Both of you are aware enough of the supernatural world to know what dead apostles are, super vampires. He apparently killed one. He killed one and it kind of turned him into one. According to the legend, he's a human who hates supernatural creatures who killed a really big one and accidentally turned into one. Now, mind you, that's all like urban legendy stuff because they need to make the monster bigger than it necessarily is.
I can text this, whoever it is on the other end of this phone, impersonate Leopold and say that help is needed. I can say, like, they gave me my phone back in exchange for a promise that they will not be harmed in any way and will be allowed to just continue riding the train to their destination. We can let them take the spider out, or let the spider take them out. I don't care which happens, really. Even if it's a prank, we don't need to be allying ourselves with this. And I just point at the phone, and we also don't need to be making enemies more than we already are by existing anyway. I wish I knew what his motivations were for having so many spiders on this train.
I wish I knew what his motivation was for spiders.
He could just be a normal mage
He
that
could
just
be
really
spiders.
likes spiders. He could just be spiders. Should I impersonate Leopold and
Yes. Here,
Okay,
I show Anna's how to text on the phone.
okay.
Phone is in your hand.
And so I will text, this is Leopold. I was able to make a bargain with those phantasmals. They made me promise them that they would not be harmed in exchange for giving me back my phone. They're not bad, and we really need to focus on the spiders. And I send.
Send a picture so we know it's you.
They want us to send a picture.
Okay, so I'm gonna do minor illusion to make a fake Leopold. Like, I want to have Leopold like doing like idol poses, and, like sexy poses,
Just make him look normal.
and have him like a bathroom selfie.
Okay, so the reply is, okay, I mean, if they believe that, that's on them.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
A spider crawls down the mirror after you take the picture. The spider has actually got something on it. It has a really, really tiny sticker on it. It kind of looks like the patches you see on traveler packs or traveler cases. Like the little patches that people put on showing all the places something's been. It's like one of those.
First of all, how big is this spider?
Not very big. Like the sticker is way bigger than it
No.
is. It looks like the Big Ben clock tower.
I'm just gonna calmly walk out of the bath and walk over to Anna. There was a fucking spider in the bathroom. It
Sticker.
had a picture of Big Ben on it.
Going to say something that you are definitely not going to
What are
like.
you gonna say?
I think we might have to actually ally ourselves with Spider-Man to get out of this alive, because we're going to be hunted by the Harvester. They confirmed it for us.
Do me a favor.
Okay.
We're going to the bathroom together.
Okay. I follow to the bathroom. We are in the bathroom. Is the spider still there?
It isn't at first, but when the two of you walk in, it crawls back down.
Spider friend, crawl up for yes and down for no.
And I'll repeat that in German just in case. I might go ahead and do Druidic. Why not?
Actually does respond to Druidic.
Oh. Well, our spider friend man is a druid. Alright, well, now that we're speaking a language that you can understand, spider friend. Up for yes, down for no. What was the question?
Are you friendly?
Are you friendly?
It goes up.
Will you eat us?
It goes down.
Good. Will you allow us safe passage into the car so we can possibly help you?
It goes up.
Alright.
Is that sticker for us?
Is that sticker for us?
It goes up. Well, actually, as soon as you take the sticker off, it scurries off on the floor and out under the door.
Ah. We have a sticker now. Do you want it? It was on a spider.
Yeah.
Okay, I hand her the sticker.
I put the sticker on the notebook I was carrying earlier. We're gonna stealth past Leopold. See if we can make it over to Spider Buddy.
As you're making your way through, most of the people seem to not really be paying attention.
Okay, I would like to cast invisibility. Hurry up.
Just going to trust that you're behind me, I guess. I go into the car where Leopold was.
He's a mess right now. He's been through a lot.
He's had a day.
Like, he is looking for spiders, so as weird as it is, even though you're walking in and creeping along the edge, he's looking up in the tops and occasionally thinks he sees a spider, and he, like, points his gun at it, but he doesn't actually fire.
And we approach the spider door.
The spider door,
Oh, okay, so now we come to the door that would be locked because
Okay.
first class.
now that you're in here, you can see that the fire was successfully put out, at least. The locker that it was on has taken some damage, but it was resolved pretty quickly.
I'm gonna approach the locker. And
Yes.
Druidic, I'll ask, do you need what's in this locker?
And you're going to explain to them the moving up and down thing.
Oh, yeah.
They move up.
It's locked, obviously, right?
A few of them are dragging this key.
I
Yeah.
will carefully reach down and take the key and open up the locker.
I will show you what it is. There you
Oh,
go.
a trunk.
It's got a lot of stickers on it. And you don't have to look very closely to see that one of them is missing. You could lift it.
Okay.
It's about 25 pounds.
I will take it out and I will
Like-
carry it over to the door.
So when you put the sticker on it, the little latches on the front pop up.
Oh.
Oh,
I will
Watching.
carefully set it down and not crush any spiders, and I will ask them to go right for yes and left for no. Is this dangerous?
They go right.
Can we look at it?
They continue going
Can we
right.
come back?
They go back.
All right, they say we can look at it. It's not a brood sack or any of their children. They did say it was dangerous, but that we can look at it.
Okay, yeah.
All right, I'll open it up.
When you open it up, you can look down into it, and you've actually seen something like this before. It's a somewhat common effect. The inside of this thing goes down a lot deeper than it looks. It looks almost like a room in there. It's almost like the size of the inside of a phone booth or something. You see something moving a little bit, and then you see, it kind of looks like a person. It's like a suit almost, like a trench coat and a hat. A big white hand reaches up and it sticks a hand on the left side of it from the inside and the right, and it starts to pull itself
I am
out.
slamming the trunk shut.
It's pretty hard. You're gonna have to make a strength check. You try to close it, but it's a bit stronger than the both of you. And it pulls itself up,
I hope it's friendly.
and it's pretty tall. As it looks down on you, it looks kind of like a mummy.
I'll say, I guess, Druidic. I hope you're friendly. Please don't eat us.
It reaches its right arm forward and it gives you a thumbs up.
Oh, cool.
It finishes crawling out of its box, flips down its box and clasps it closed, and then it proceeds to start walking towards the first class direction.
I guess we'll follow.
All right, so he's trying to open the door, and the door is not opening for him. So he is now knocking on the door, and would you believe it? Upon knocking on the door, the security guy opens it and sees the two of you and this really, really big dude. He backs up.
Hello, sorry to bother you. Thank you for letting us through.
Yep.
Good job putting out the fire earlier.
Yeah, we're so glad you didn't get eaten by spiders or anything.
All right, so big guy's just carrying his box, ignoring all these people.
As we're walking,
Um,
I'll ask in Druidic, talk, big guy. Do you have a mouse under those bandages?
It shakes its
Oh,
head.
are you 1,000 spiders in a trench coat?
Shakes its head.
Okay, well,
This guy pokes his head out, sees a big dude walking through, goes back in.
nothing to see here. Enjoy your bats.
Alright, so he's coming over here. All the tiny little spiders got out of the way. Yep, he's going to come over here. When he gets here, this door is going to open up. Yeah, he opens the door. Big guy walks in, sits on the couch. The guy walks over like, oh good, welcome. Seems like we've got to have a conversation.